Hi there, Mark Lieber, A3G Munitions. I am here this morning in the shop, and we are going to do the third video on the Rollsizer.com case feeder. So this we will talk. We've done the first two, which were unboxing of the standard unit and the commercial unit, or the add-on hopper that made the unit the commercial unit. And this one will be all about use, controls. We'll do a demo of the machine in use, and it'll be connected to my commercial Rollsizer. This morning we are doing 45 ACP just because that's what my commercial Rollsizer was set up to do. So we will get that video going as soon as I set up the cameras. So stand by, I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the hopper. It is got 45 ACP in. It's not full, it's about half full. You do not want the cases so full that they're hitting the lid of the device. That's about half full. Like I said, it's 45 ACP. It's 22 pounds of 45 ACP. Take a look at the front. You do not want to fill this thing where the brass is hitting the lids. So just keep that in mind, and we will get started. All right, let's talk about what we've got here. So we've got the machine set up. We've got the case feeder set up on my commercial machine. I know you're just seeing a limited view, but right now I want to focus on the control panel. This is the control panel. We don't have power supplied to it yet. As you saw in the setup video, in the unboxing video, our case sensor plugs in. It's a DIN type connector, and it's got a key in it, so you can't put it in wrong. Power connector goes right in there. Now, what you'll see on the display initially is some number. That is the rotations per minute. So 3,400 rotations per minute. And that's what you're going to control. So that's the speed. You know, we drive in miles per hour or kilometers per hour. Basically, that is the reference speed of the machine. That's how you control how fast it goes. And, you know, you'll get a feel for what that means in case capacity or throughput. So I'm cranking it all the way up to 3,400 rotations per minute. Now, it may or may not run at 3,400. It's going to sense the load and everything else. So you may see this number change during operation. So don't worry about that. The P is the on-off button, power. The S is a button that has a couple of functions. If the machine were to get jammed, you can hold this down, and it will, if you hold it down for 3 seconds, it will reverse the machine. It'll make it go backwards, the motor. If you just double press it, it will reset the circuit board. And then we already talked about the pluses and the minuses for the speed control. This is a fully programmable box. I'm not going to go into all the programming right now, but I can program this control panel so that if I want, let's say I've got a full case hopper in which we got 22 pounds of cases in there, about 2,045 ACP cases. If I only wanted to roll 100 of them, I could actually program this box to roll 100 and then stop. Any number I want, I can program it, it'll roll them, and then it'll stop. So it's completely programmable, a lot of functionality in that box. Again, we're not going to go into all the details. What I want you to know is power, reset and reverse, and then the speed control. Now, let's talk about reset and reverse. This is a smart machine. If it senses that it's jammed by the electrical consumption of the motor, it will automatically reverse. So you don't really have to, if it gets jammed, chances are, unless it gets really jammed, unless you drop like an Allen key or something down in there, which is what it's, that's really why Kevin built that function, this automatic reverse, or this manual reverse into it. If you drop something in there, you know, you got a bucket full of brass and it's close to a bench and you knock a set of Allen keys off and they fall in and you think you get them all, lo and behold, you don't. And so you get an Allen key stuck in here and it binds up. It can't go forward or backward because the Allen key is sticking down in the tube. In that case, you're going to have to fish that out and you're going to have to do the forward and reverse yourself. But under normal operation, this thing will sense a jam and it will automatically reverse. Okay, so that's one feature. The other feature I want to talk about is the drop tube. You guys who have got Dillon automated presses and Mark 7 automated presses, you know that in that arrangement, every time a case comes by the sensor, whether it be an optical sensor, proximity sensor, or a micro switch, every time a case comes by, it stops. The case feeder stops for a moment as the thing goes by, because it triggers the micro switch, right, or whatever electronics you got. In this case, it has to see a case in this position for 3 minutes before it stops. Okay, what that means is the machine is going to keep going as cases come by here. It's not going to stop every time a case comes. That's going to sort of defeat the purpose of a high-speed case feeder, right? So once there's something here for, I'm sorry, not 3 minutes, 3 seconds. Once there's something here for 3 seconds, the motor will stop and wait for it to clear out. And you'll get, when that's the case, when this device, when the proximity sensor senses that the case tube, the drop tube is full, you'll see a stop. It'll say STOP, and it says STOP as well as it can in an LCD display, or not an LCD display, but the old style numerical display. So it'll say stop up there, and you'll know if things have stopped and you're like, what the heck's going on? You see stop up there. That means this guy senses a case is here, and so you got to do something about it. The other feature of this machine and this drop tube is that you can put a magnet in it. Some of you are probably using and or familiar with my steel catcher, which is for the Dillon case feeders, and it plugs on the front and it stops. It catches steel cases as they come through here. You can drop a magnet into this little slot. The magnet will stop steel cases as they come through here. So in the case where you see stop here, nothing's coming down and the case feeder has stopped, and you've put a magnet in here, that is going to mean that you've got a steel case in here and the magnet has caught it. So keep that in mind. It does not come with a magnet. I'm not sure of the dimensions of this, but I'll get that'll be published very soon on what size magnets you can drop in there. But suffice it to say that if you have a magnet in here and it catches a steel case here, this is going to say stop, because the feeder is going to stop feeding, and you're going to have to clear that steel case out of there before you can continue. So that's another thing to note about this unit. Okay, so let's go ahead and power it on and fill the tube. All right, you can see it's flashing stop, which means there's an obstruction or a piece. It sees a piece of brass here, or sees something here, and it's seen it there for more than 3 seconds. So you can see the control panel. You can see everything. Again, it's a commercial Rollsizer. This is one of the very early ones, probably one of the first ones off the line. Got the old plastic power box. So I've had it for a long time. Works great. This is the power drive, which sort of puts the commercial on steroids. And this is a prototype, so don't worry about it being 3D printed plastic instead of aluminum. Like the current ones are aluminum, so don't worry about that. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to turn this on, and we'll see if it can keep up. Now, again, when it fills up, when this tube fills up and it sees a case here for 3 seconds, it's going to stop. So you may see the tube empty out, because it takes a minute to restart. But anyway, here we go. Now, as you can see, it kept up just fine. I have my power drive all the way turned up, so it can't go any faster. I have, obviously, the commercial Rollsizer is a single speed. It's not a variable speed, so it's going as fast as it can. So this configuration is about 9,000 cases per hour down here. That is rated at 10,000 cases per hour or more with 9mm. So again, you can see that we finally have a case feeder that will keep up with the commercial Rollsizer. If you guys are running a commercial Rollsizer in your shops, that's the case feeder you need to have. It's much more reliable than the M&A case feeder. You don't get brass flying all over the place. And really, the programmability of this is well beyond, I think, what we'll need in a case feeder. Although I do like the fact that, number one, it counts cases. So I can actually program the display to show the counter rather than the speed. It also, the ability to say, okay, roll me 1,000 cases, especially for you guys selling brass. What better way to bag your brass 1,000 pieces at a time than to just tell that, hey, do 1,000. It does it. You pour them in a bag. You seal it up. Press the go button again. Does another 1,000. That, for you guys that are just selling brass, selling processed brass, man, that's worth the price of admission. So, just the standard size hopper, standard size case feeder, $975. The commercial basically adds the hopper extension. By itself, the hopper extension is $425 for a total of $1,400. If you buy them together as the commercial package, it's $1,300. They're available today on pre-order. They will ship about mid-February, maybe a little earlier, maybe a little later. It depends on our customs folks. So this is sort of the culmination of the other two videos. Shows you how it works, what to expect. If you have questions, you can email me, Mark, M-A-R-K, at a3gmunitions.com. That's A, the letter A, number 3, letter G, munitions.com. Be happy to answer your questions, take your phone calls. You can, like I said, you can order them today. If you are interested in one of these, if you're a shop that is selling processed brass and you've got a couple commercial Rollsizers, you need to order it now. There's a limited number of these coming. I think about 200 coming to the U.S. Those are going to be gone very, very quickly. Not sure when the next shipment is going to come in. So again, Rollsizer.com or a3gmunitions.com are the two places to order these today. So I hope that helped. I hope you got some insight into the Rollsizer.com case feeder. I hope you understand more about what you're getting and why this case feeder is so important to those of us who are in the ammunition manufacturing or brass processing space, and how much it makes our life easier. Really, to this point, I haven't seen a case feeder that can keep up with my commercial, especially at full speed. So this one's fantastic. The feature set in this control panel is amazing. This thing is gonna allow us, especially like I said in the prior segment, the ability to say, do 1,000 rounds for me, 1,000 cases. You bag them up, put them on the shelf, then do another 1,000 cases. It makes it so easy. I am so tired of counting brass, counting rounds, counting stuff. I can just have this thing spit out 1,000 rounds at a time or 1,000 cases at a time, bag them up that way or shelf them that way, so that when I go to pull it out and load them, I got 1,000 in a bag, right? Or, we'll throw 5 extras, 1,005. So let me know if you have questions. You can email me, Mark, M-A-R-K, at a3gmunitions.com. That's A, the number 3, the letter G, munitions.com. You can get these right now. You can order these right now at a3gmunitions.com or rollsizer.com. They will ship mid-February. So if you want one, if you're serious about the business of reloading and manufacturing ammo, order it now, because there's only 200 coming to the United States on the initial order. Not sure what it's going to take or how long it's going to take for the replenishment, but I'm sure those 200 will be gone by the time we're done with SHOT Show, which starts in 4 or 5 days. Thanks very much. Have a fantastic day. Stay safe. Hope to see you on the range.